Good afternoon. My name is Gerri Hudson, and I'm coming to you from the Hyde Park Writers Group. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We are right now living through, because it's going to be over, the pandemic of 2020. And I have none other with me than the impeccable Reverend Karen Calhoun, who is a womanist theologian. Why don't you tell them what that means?
Womanist theologian. Womanist theologian is a life giver. First, to be a womanist, you can find the definition in Alice Walker's book, In Search of Our Mother's Garden, where she defines a womanist as a universal thinker.
Wow.
When you say womanist, you take the man off woman, you have the womb. What comes from the womb? Birth and life. But she also must be a man. She has a man thought because she is also a protector. There's so many different ways to look at womanist thought. But theology is the activity of God. If we keep it simple, Dr. James Calhoun said, theology is the activity of God in the lives of God's people.
See, and right now we're going to bring you a video on living and dead thoughts. And so it came up after we did some looking at something else, but I think that that's an appropriate place for her to think about. As we think thoughts, are we thinking living? Isn't that the question? Are we thinking living or are we thinking dead thoughts? So as we think about the pandemic, has it brought up for you? That's the question for you. The question for the hour is, are you having living or dead thoughts, right?
Right.
Okay.
And to be able to identify our own personal living and dead thoughts, the pandemic puts us in that position because we're quarantined. We have to be alone most of the time. We're not around a million people where we could be comfortably distracted. Of course, we have our televisions and our iPhones and all of those wonderful things that keep us busy. But at the same time, we still have to come back to us. And I can identify my dead thoughts. If I'm having a dead thought, that means I'm not going to get up out that bed. If I'm having a dead thought, I'm not gonna clean my house. I'm not gonna do things that I need to do to take care of myself.
That's right.
Because my thoughts are dead.
That's right.
So I am going to seek life. I have to seek life, a living thought, and maybe I have to grab a book.
That's right.
Mercy.
That's right.
I can grab the Bible and that'll work. But then I have so many other self-help books. I have books that talk about wonderful things, and maybe I'll just write.
That's what I'll do.
Oh, I'll remember the wonderful things in life that's happening.
Absolutely.
I'll be grateful. Gratitude is a living thought.
Is a living thought. So when she said that, I just really had to stop in my tracks because what I thought about, oh my goodness, so do you wake up in the morning, as she said, a lot of times when you're living through a pandemic, every time you sneeze, you question yourself. It brings up stuff. You dead thought. There's so much wrong. Yes, like she said. You know how many times you go to bed at night thinking, okay, I wonder, is my throat going to be sore? Now I've had 200 sore throats in my life, but now a sore throat means the coronavirus. You see what I'm saying? That's a dead thought. Now, never before did I believe that a sore throat would be the end of my life. I never believed that. I believed that a few days would pass, and the worst thing that could happen is I would be full of mucus. Yeah, that's it, and then it would pass, and then I'd be back up to speed. But this thing can have you in dead thought, and I'm going to give some more examples because the dead thought would have you like the woman in the currency exchange I was in, telling people, get back! Because just bad acting. I've always wanted to say to somebody, maybe she's always wanted to say to the rest of us, get back.
That's right.
You understand? And,
That's right.
And now the coronavirus made that a legitimate.
There you go.
You see, she legitimately can be rude and nasty and let everybody in the currency exchange know, all 10 of us, that we are not sufficient. We are not sufficient human beings. You know what I'm saying? She was talking to all of us.
Wrong with you?
That's what she said.
Is something wrong?
Yes, because she said, y'all didn't show me the door. The door, we all thought she saw the door. Okay, so that's a dead thought. And so one of the things is what Reverend is talking about is you have to proactively, how about that? Proactively be in living thought, writing, finishing the play, finishing the book, finishing the video, finishing your work, teaching your children. So many of you have children, and now that they're not being taught by other people, you got to get up off your rooty toot and you got to do it.
You know what? And for me, I can say very, very confidently that ingratitude is a dead thought. It's a dead thought. If you're living and breathing, all you have to do is look at somebody with less than you and say, "Oh, for the grace of God, there go I." You know, it's amazing that you know, and it's not. I don't belabor it because I am an 8th grade teacher. You know, and this is their graduation year. And,
oh yes.
You know, it's supposed to be my.
Yep.
And I feel bad for them, but then again, I don't. I'm an 8th grade teacher. You know, I have been in the classroom with them. I see the food flying across the room. I hear the language, the disrespect for each other, the disrespect for me. No one they're able to get away with it because they know they're able to get away with it. So it's like, oh, so you can't get away with this. There is something that you are powerless over.
Whoa.
There's something now, you know, you think you had this coming, and yeah, you had it coming.
That's right.
You had it coming.
That's right.
You really earned it, but what you really have, you have to earn things.
So, and so now what is your living thought? What is your living thought around being a graduate of 2020 and not able to have a ceremony?
You're surviving it. You are surviving.
That's right. That's the living thought.
Oh, that's your living thought. So, well, you know what?
That's right.
Thank you, God, I'm still here.
That's right.
Thank you, God, my mom's here.
That's right.
Thank you, God, you know, she's an essential worker and we still don't get a chance to see her, but, you know, my mom's here and my dad is around, you know. Thank you, God, I got an iPhone.
That's right.
I got these telephones.
And electricity. Now, people that owe electricity bills have their electricity on right now, baby, because it is law right now that everybody has to have electricity and gas.
And my teacher can call me.
That's right. And Lord knows, I've been living in this country a long time. I have not seen a utility forbearance. Have you? Utility forbearance. That's a living thought.
Yeah, living thought.
That's a living thought.
I mean, for every bad thing, if you're able to have a thought, you can think of a good thing. Unless you're just consumed in dead thoughts.
That's right. So this video is about living thought. Think about whether or not you are having dead or living thoughts and choose the obvious. We're going to survive the pandemic and we will be back to what we have called normal.
It's going to be a new normal. It's a new day.
It's a new day. As you say, it's a reset button.
It's a reset button because it was a new day when we were born.
That's a living thought.